Good morning. Welcome to Left Undone, Incomplete Investigations. I'm Kathryn. How's everybody this morning on Saturday? Did you see my new little intro? Did it work? Did it have sound? That was the first time that I put it up. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Yes, Bridget. Nice to see everybody here in the chat. If you're new, please say hello. Tell us where you're from and where you're watching from. And just say hello. And after this, if you are new, please subscribe. I do a live every Saturday morning. I follow true crime. And if you're new and just getting to know the Daybell, Lori Vallow, Chad Daybell case, the tragedy of 2 missing kids and 2 spouses murdered, I have been following this case in real time since December of 2019. January, I think I put my first video up on it, or in December. And it is been an unbelievable case from the beginning. I mean, when I started following it along with my regular subscribers here, it was missing kids and missing parents. Like, Lori's missing, her new husband's missing. I don't even know if we knew that they were married yet at that point. I'm pretty sure we didn't. And I have a playlist on my channel. If you go to it, it has probably 110 videos, not including the live streams that we've talked about this case from the beginning. So there's a lot. If you really want to catch up with it and you really want to know from real time what went on from point A to point now, it would be a good playlist for you to watch. No sound on the opening. Okay, thanks. Good to know. I don't know if the sound uploaded. I just made that this morning. I was kind of like goofing around for a few minutes. So, but you can hear me now, right? Okay, so no, we didn't know they were married. All right, that's right, Lori. We didn't, right? We didn't know they were married in that beginning. And then those pictures of their wedding on the beach came out. That's right. I think Zab Girl was the first one to grab those pictures, and she posted them. And yeah, it's just been a crazy story. And now, what do you think about Lori being incompetent? I want to know what you guys think about that. Oh, let's see. Nancy Penny, Kathryn, I just want to thank you for convincing me to get the vaccine. I got my first shot yesterday. Small headache, sore arm, but nothing to worry about. Thank you. Which one did you get? Did you get Moderna or Pfizer or Johnson & Johnson? Well, it would be, if you're getting 2, it would be Moderna or Pfizer. I had no real reaction on my first. I kind of felt really yucky, and so did most people I know on the second, on the Moderna, but it was short-lived. My sister woke up with a headache and a fever, but hers was only like for about 6 hours the next day. And right. So thank you for getting that shot, Nancy Penny. I appreciate that. I'm sure people out in the world that cannot get the injection, the vaccine, do appreciate you very much. We need herd immunity for sure. Let's see. I saw something. Got your second today. Good job. She's not incompetent. Okay. Here's my point on Lori. Candidly, you got some choice words to say, I suppose, is what you're saying, that you have choice words to say. So I know I go back and forth with this whole thing. Sorry, my hair is really bugging me this morning. I go back and forth on this whole thing with Lori being incompetent, because I say she was competent enough to plan all this. She was competent enough to get with Chad, manipulate people, along with him manipulating people, make plans, decide she was head of the 144,000, make lists, plan the murder of her children, plan the murder of Tammy Daybell, all that. Been a year with her smirky attitude to Kay and Larry in the court when she came in, and she knew those babies were dead in her yard, with a red lipstick on and her stupid look on her face, and in jail for a year, not showing up to court the whole pandemic because, you know, she's Lori. And then all of a sudden, she's incompetent. I don't buy it. I was watching Scott Reich when he was talking about it on Crime Talk. I like to watch him because he's an expert and he's a criminal defense attorney. Right. Competent enough to style hair and shape her brows. Exactly. Or brows. So, I mean, I know as professional psychologists, whatever, that evaluated, hey, fact you, how are you? That evaluated her. But according to Scott Reich, where I was going to go with that, he said that it's kind of something that they do, and the prosecution will take their turn and they will have her evaluated separately, kind of a second opinion with who they choose, I guess. And he thinks that she will be deemed competent. Personally, Mark Mean is a bit if it wasn't Mark Means as her attorney, I don't think I'd be as suspicious, because he's the epitome of stall tactics this entire time. I mean, if we haven't seen stall after stall after stall after long list of, hey, get me every single thing you've ever said in the last 4 years to people. Let's see, Robbie says, hi, Robbie, they are going to make her competent to stand trial. They were saying the bar is low for that. Well, I think she's already competent to stand trial myself, but I'm a nurse. I'm not a psychologist. So I don't know what really is going on in her head. Those videos were really interesting. Someone gave me the link and some of you saw them about people that fake being mentally ill for when they're getting big trouble for something like a murder, because they think it's going to be better for them, but actually it isn't. You wind up in a psych ward, and if you're not actually mentally ill and you're in a psych ward, it's going to be a problem for you, because you're going to be around people that are literally clinically insane. Is that what I'd rather live my life in a prison with people that aren't clinically insane? Have you ever had a conversation with a person that's clinically insane? Like, they're very manipulative and they try to run the show. They make very little sense. They try to convince you of things that aren't real. They get mad if you don't believe them. So it would be in her best interest to just go ahead and say, I'll go to life in prison. Thanks. Peace out. See ya. I'm Lori. I'll make my friends in jail, in prison, and have my little groupies, because I'm a famous murderer and yada, yada, yada. Peace out. As long as you're heavily medicated, you'll be okay with it. Like medicated, like in a coma medicated. I'm sorry. I didn't love my psych rotation in the lockdown unit in nursing school. I was like, how many more times do we have to come back here? I do get a lot of psych patients normally, like in my job, but not literally clinically insane. You know what I mean? Like, so rumor, diagnose, late onset schizoaffective. We'll see, right? We'll see. I mean, not that I don't believe you, but we'll see. I'm skeptical. I'm always skeptical, though. I'm skeptical of everybody and everything. So we'll see. How does one think they are part of the 144,000 when they don't follow commandments? Pretty sure killing is not acceptable in God's world. Yeah, it is not. Because they're wackadoodles, Remember? That's their name, wackadoodles. And what was up with Chad and his big fat grin? Who was that? Let's see. It doesn't matter in this case, but in Cali, they can add 2-year increments if they find you a danger. You can't be firing on all cylinders to do what she did and land up in jail in the first place. Right, exactly. I mean, anybody that's out there murdering people is not okay in the head. I mean, no matter what. But I think the bottom line with that is if you knew what you were doing, whether you're just an evil person, you're not right in the head. But evil versus literally a chemical imbalance that you need medicine for to make you think clearly is different than just being an evil person. And I'm sorry, following that damn cult, and it is a cult. I am absolutely 100%. I am absolutely 100% convinced that this is a cult and it runs deep. And after I did that research and did that video last week, if you saw it on the Hyder cult, the call out, when it connected all the people and all their ideologies, I'm even more convinced than I was before. So thank you for making it to the live, Susie McFarland. Hello. So I don't know. Let's see, Bobby. I worked at the state hospital, not a good place to be. Attacked by an inmate, ended up with shoulder surgery, did not go back. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So when I did my nursing rotation in school, we were there, lockdown unit for like a week. That was it. Then we did like homeless and different things for the mental health rotation. But I was in lockdown unit and there was this guy that was like really scary. They were in their group and he was like, and then he go like this really fast, like the I'm like, what? And then he was just like freaky. I just kept watching him because he was really clinically insane, like just not okay. And then we heard like the next day after we left, there was this other guy who was like drooling and just had just that flat affect, and that just wasn't okay, you know. And I guess the guy that was doing the beat the crap out of the other guy, you know, the next day when they were in their like group together, because they get to walk around and stuff, you know. It's not like they're in a cell, they're in a room. And I don't know, I'm just not, maybe I'm just a big fat chicken, but it's not for me. I'd rather deliver babies. Thank you very much. How many people are part of it is the big question, Juta. Very big question. And then if you guys are, let's see how that works. Yes. If you guys are new, I was looking at my analytics, okay? So just to go on a sidebar here, I noticed that 50 to 60% of my views come from non-subscribers. So I would appreciate it if you do come back and watch over and over again, that you subscribe. That's all. Just a little favor to me, please. I really appreciate that. Hi, Small Fry. I wonder how Tammy died. Oh, that is the $1 million question, for real. Like, for real. I am dying to know what they used. It had to be some kind of poison, right? There were no, as far as we know, there were no like strangulation marks on her. Although they didn't really look at her very closely, to be honest. I mean, the coroner came, not the medical examiner, the coroner, you know, it was just a public official person, said, yeah, she's dead. Okay. Peace out, Chad. Sorry, kids, you lost your mom. Let's go ahead and plan your funeral. We'll take her to the morgue. You know, call your, you know, what's it called? Why am I having a brain fart? Call your, not the cemetery, the place where you go, where the mortuary. Call your mortuary because your mommy's dead and your wife's dead. And Chad's like, yay, I get to go be with Lori forever and ever now. Oh my gosh, my life is complete. Well, it's complete. All right, Chad. Anyways, I'm being goofy, but that kind, if I, you know, I'm not going to say violent things, but he deserves really, I mean, look what he did to his children, you know, they are victims. I mean, kids love their parents. I'm sure they love their mom. And he took their mom, his grandchildren's grandma, who looked like just a lovely person from everything we know and have heard. She looked like and sounded like she was just a nice person. And It's just so evil and tragic. I mean, it's just evil and tragic. And Chad's a jerk. And that's putting it mildly. But poor Tammy's kids, poor Tammy's family, so I don't know how they killed her, but I'm sure if there's a trial, it'll come out. Now, tell me this. If they plea and there's no trial, say Chad just says, okay, I plead life in prison. I'll take it. I'm going. Do we get to know the details of how everything happened? Yeah, and we'll probably never be able to figure out what they did to Alex that caused pulmonary embolisms. What causes, not pulmonary edema, you guys, pulmonary embolisms, blood clots in the pulmonary system, right? What kind of medication can you be assured, or poison, can you be assured that you give to somebody that's going to cause that as their cause of death? I need to talk to a doctor that knows. Let's see. Hi, Kathryn. Just turning in, the thought of Lori claiming this mental thing is sickening. I know, I agree. Lori's been in her jail all month, year, singing her hymns and reading her Bible and her Book of Mormon and everything else. And, and now it's just like, oh crap, mental health. Let me go with that one because, I mean, I don't know. I will trust the professional's opinion, but I want a second opinion. That's what I'm saying. Right. I can't imagine how they're feeling now. So betrayed and just, maybe they don't even believe it, Maybe everybody's thinking that it was all Lori on that side. It's like, that would be a blood thinner. Well, no, yeah, a medicine that hemophilics take because they have blood thin it, but they bleed too much. They can't clot. I guess that's the point. But, yeah. Something that actually a normal blood that clots normally, that would really cause a major problem for sure. What do they take? I have to look that up. Okay. Medicine for hemophilia. Clinical trial. Recombinant. Factor 8, treatment option, treatment of hemophilia, CDC. Best way to treat hemophilia is replace the missing blood clotting factor so the blood can clot properly. This is typically done by injecting treatment products called clotting factor concentrates in a person's vein. Clinicians typically prescribe treatment products for episodic care or prophylactic care. Episodic care is used to stop a patient's bleeding episodes. Prophylactic is to prevent it, right? Bleeding episodes from occurring. Today, it's possible for people with hemophilia and their families to learn how to give their own clotting factor treatments at home. Clotting factor products, plasma, Hemlibra is also known as ACE-19 or I hate generic names of medicines. Okay, so there are medications they can take. It sounds like they're all injected and probably not real easy to get. Although, what's her butt? Zalima sent Alex to Mexico. So if any of these are available down there, she could have sent him for that. I need this special medicine. He probably could be sucker enough not to even realize it, that what he was getting, right? I think Alex Cox's wife, Zalima, will be the star witness for the prosecution since she has immunity. She has use immunity. So she has something valuable for sure. They did find needles in his bathroom. Really? How did I miss that? I can't wait to see Melanie Gibb on the stand again. Well, she was on the stand at the grand jury along with Joseph Murray and Garth Daybell, and a whole lot of other people. And Melanie P. was actually called before the grand jury too. And again, like I said the other day, they said co-conspirators known and unknown. So they know of other people. I mean, don't you guys think that something big is going to happen with the other people that they know about? Like, don't you think they're going to start dragging people in? And I think both of them will go on the stand if there's a trial. Well, there'll be a pre-trial, right? Hearing, unless I just plead guilty. I mean, honestly, at this point, what would you do? I mean, not that we're murderers, because we're not. At least I'm not. Hopefully you guys aren't. What would you do? I think if I was, I mean, if you have nothing to lose, right? Go ahead and have the jury trial. Become famous somehow, infamous, right? But if that death penalty is on the table, I mean, but Lori and Chad think they're just going to die and come back and be somebody else or somebody, because they're already somebody great and they're going to be somebody greater or whatever when they come back. But they were ordinary here, but they were great in biblical times. So maybe they'll just be great again. I don't know how they think, honestly. It's ridiculous. Wackadoodles. Yeah. Edie Ruth, there will be more people charged. Let's hope. I'm waiting for that. If the grand jury called them as witnesses, they're good gents. We'll see both Melanies at the trial. I think we will. I for sure think we'll see Melanie Gibb at the trial. I really do. I was going to bring that up. So Justin Lum did an interview with Zach Cox, Lori's nephew. Her brother Adam's son Zach lived with them during the time that Charles was like begging for help. My wife is losing her mind. She's just not right in the head. Like thinks she's part of the 144,000. She thinks I'm next to her. Da 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 da. Zach was living with them at that time, and his interview is, first of all, it's a little bit heartbreaking because he has some guilt about the last time he saw Tylee, and felt that she wanted to tell him something. His story is really interesting because they literally, everyone from Lori to Janice to Summer to Alex to Colby, Zach and his dad, Adam, so this is their family. This is Adam's immediate parents and family. Ignored them. They were texting, they were calling. Charles wasn't answering. They're like, what the heck's going on? Nobody was answering them. And Charles was dead. And they didn't even let them know. And Janice knew, so you know what? Honestly, I'm really suspicious about Janice. That's Lori's mom, if you don't know. I don't trust her. I think she knew a lot more than she's saying. That I think she covered, honestly. I think there's a lot of. Yes, Lori said Zach's father was trying to kill her. Can I say yes? Yeah, she said that. Remember the body cam in Rexburg when she's like, what's this? Oh, I just talked to the other guy on the phone. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you can come in. Who's here? My brother. Not the brother that's trying to kill me. The other brother. The other brother's trying to kill me. This one's my protector. Anyways, I probably should have that whole damn thing memorized by now. So far, I have not heard any other reason that she would have been in town. Who? Janice? Where do they live? Are they in Texas? I don't trust Lori, mom or sister. Me either. Yes, she was. She was a grand jury witness. She was called. She was in Rexburg for the grand jury. Hi, Christina. I'm good. How are you? Yeah, Janice, Lori, she does seem crazy. So Justin Lum did that. He also interviewed Colby. He had an interview with Colby. And I've heard this rumor, and must be true, because Mark Means now is put out a subpoena for the people that work at the jail because they're releasing information about Lori. And I'm assuming it has to do with this thing we heard this week, that apparently when Lori got her charges, she had a fit. She started screaming and yelling. This is what I heard. It's hearsay. I don't know. But after Mark Means actually is trying to subpoena the people in the jail, and she said she didn't kill her kids, that she was forced to do it, or some crap like that. So, hi, Marilyn Landis. So, there's this. Could there be any more drama in a case? Like, honest to God, could there be any more drama? I don't think so. And every week there's more drama the entire time. More drama than my comment section on my channel. Chad is lucky to be away from Lori. I think they're both, yeah, well, they're both lucky to be away from each other, I guess, because they're really a lot of trouble. Can you just see her throwing a true? Yes, I absolutely can see her throwing a huge tantrum. I didn't get my bed. I didn't do it. They made me. The devil made me do it. Well, probably, but sorry, you can say no to the devil. Janet, I picked on Lori's hair, Melanie Gibbs' hair, and Janice Cox's hair, all blonde on surface, dark underneath layers. Is that their style? Can she be charged with something for saying that she had talked to JJ after he was dead? Oh, Janice? Either she got her dates mixed up, but she showed phone records, right? Or she lied. Those are the two options. I think it was Zach Cox's interview where I heard Mel C was at the residence at the time of Alex shooting husband. It said that Mel C's sweater can be seen hanging in a police video that day. Well, okay. From last year, I know that Melanie was there. She was at Lori's house the night before Charles got killed. What happened was Lori was convinced that Charles was going to be killed in a car accident that day, either when he got to Phoenix or when he left Houston. I don't know. But apparently Lori was convinced that Charles was going to be killed in a car accident that day. And when Charles wasn't killed in a car accident that day, according to Melanie Gibb, Lori flipped out and told Melanie Gibb to leave. She's like, you got to leave. And in the meantime, somehow Alex got called to come over. Just to stop any trouble that might be happening when Charles didn't get killed, because that's how it was supposed to go down and it didn't go down right. So now what are we going to do? We're going to take care of this ourselves, I think. But Melanie Gibb was asked to leave. She was staying there at the time. I don't know if that's when she was first separated from her husband and she was staying with Lori, but she was staying there that day. And when Charles didn't die in a car accident, she was asked to leave and she left. Then it gets a little weird because she never heard anything else, like about Charles being killed, nothing, according to her interviews, right? So if they were that close and she's staying at the house, wouldn't she be like, can I come back now? I don't know. So that one's a little weird to me, but she did. And yeah, if there were clothes, I wouldn't be surprised if her clothes were still there, because she probably thought she was only leaving for the night because Lori was pissed and Alex was coming over and yada, yada, You were talking about Melanie Gibb being served in Rexburg. Yeah, she was served for this subpoena that Mark Means conjured up. And he wants all her text messages, her Facebook passwords, her Instagram passwords, her phone records, her conversations, her messages, her everything. Mark Means is after Melanie Gibb. Mark Means is after anybody that can go down with Lori, I think. Yes. Zach's interview with Justin Lum is very, very interesting. A lot. Oh, I'm going to try something new. Susie, thank you for the super sticker. I got a new thing. Hold on. I'm going to try. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me know if there's sound, but just give me a minute. I want to try this. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, ready? Okay, I'm back. Did it work? Thank you so much, Susie. I thought, oh, this is kind of cool. People do that. I don't want to do it as dramatic as some, but like just a little thank you. Thank you, Susie. And hello to those who just joined. Thank you so much. Thank you, fact you. So all that. And did anyone follow the Molly? We can come back to the Daybells. I'm sure I have more to say. Did anybody follow Molly Tibbetts' trial past week? So thanks. I'm glad you liked it. So Molly Tibbetts was in 2018. She was out for a run in Brooklyn, Iowa, about 7:45 p.m. I am just impressed with the police work on that. They were able to get a video camera of a person that lived in the area where she was running. There's a little shadow that shows basically probably most likely Molly running by. It shows the car circling around the area. The guy that wound up being arrested, Christian Bahina Rivera. And he was a farm worker on a farm milking cows and stuff at this dairy farm there. And so his car was circling the area. They finally spotted his car driving in town. So they brought him in. And when they brought him in, it was after a 12-hour workday. So the defense was really trying to work up with that one. Like it was after the 12-hour workday. And so they brought in a newer police officer from another area that was fluent in Spanish because it was her native language. And out down here in Southern California, we probably find a lot of police officers completely fluent, maybe not so much in Iowa, right? So they brought her in and she spoke to him. She interviewed him, interrogated him, whatever you want to call it. And in the meantime, he actually wound up leading them at 4:30 in the morning to the body. Now, some of that was actually thrown out of court because of something that happened with the Miranda rights. She missed a part of it or something, according to, I don't know, whoever. So this trial was really interesting to watch. But what really got me is the whole time I was like, he's guilty. Well, the defense attorneys, a husband and wife, they were going after Molly's boyfriend hard, Dalton Jack, who was a knucklehead, kind of a dirtbag teenager at the time, I think 19 or whatever. He had cheated on her. So they brought all that up. They brought the girl that he cheated on Molly with into the case. They were trying to just make everybody believe that Dalton killed her. He had a solid alibi. He was 2.5 hours away working at a construction job on a bridge. His boss was there, vouched for him, but he was a little confused about, did he go back to his room? Did he watch a movie? Did he go with the front guys? I don't know. 19-year-old boys, I don't know. Maybe he was just still kind of, but they went hard on him, man. He did a pretty good job. But they were really trying to put reasonable doubt that it was not Christian. And I was in this other Facebook group and she was doing polls and a lot of people were saying they had reasonable doubt. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, he led them to the body. There was her blood proven by DNA on his car, on the back of his trunk of his car. So Molly's blood was on his car. So anyways, he takes the stand. The defendant, which is rare, he took the stand. And honestly, Emily, email me and I'll email you back the link because I have a form for you to fill out. Oh, yes. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you, Fact You. Yes, you can enter your case suggestions. Thank you so much. So I don't think he did himself any favors. He took the stand. And when he took the stand, he came up with this story that he came home from work. He went and got a vacuum from his uncle. His uncle wasn't home. He got the vacuum. He brought it back and he went to take a shower because he had a date the next night. So he wanted to clean out his car or something. He gets up in the stand and he says he got out of the shower and there were two guys there, two guys with masks on, long sleeves. He couldn't recognize them. And one had a knife and one had a gun. And they made him take them to wherever Molly was running. And then one of them got out and one of them with the gun stayed in the car. That one got Molly. He didn't see what was happening behind him. And then they put her in his trunk. And then when he realized that after they left her phone and the story. I'm sorry, you guys. I cannot even believe this story. It is just so far-fetched. It's like, do you want to write a Lifetime movie? I mean, that might work for this. And yeah, with a ninja story. And yeah, right. And oh, thank you, Tracy. Yes, my members are $1.99 a month. So you get all kinds of good stuff and you get to be in the Discord. I spend more time in the Discord than I do on Facebook. I'm not in the Facebook group very often. The Discord is a nice group and we have documents in there. Carrie's put a lot of documents in there of the case. We share a lot in the Discord, but I had it open to everybody and I had to shut it down because it got trolled a lot. So it's $1.99. You'll get to be in the Discord. You'll get the emojis. Next Friday will be our happy hour. We do a happy hour, members only. And yeah, so thank you. Okay, so yeah, then he said, right, Candily, he said Jack, because Dalton Jack. He said he heard one guy call the other one like, let's go Jack or something Jack. Really? Out of nothing else, but you happened to hear them call the other guy Jack. Like the story was such a lie. I was listening to it and I was like, liar. Like, are you kidding me? You expect people to believe this ninja story? Like, are you kidding? And then he just went home. But in the meantime, earlier, he had told the police that he blacked out because he went up to her and he thought she was pretty and he wanted to talk to her. And she said she was going to call the police and that made him angry. And so he attacked her and started fighting. And then he doesn't remember what happened after that. Then he took her, from what he said after the ninja guys left, he took her, put her in the cornfield with her clothes on and buried her with the corn stalks. But when you see the evidence of her body, her bra top, her jogging bra, was pulled up on her. Her shorts and underwear were off and somewhere else in the field, but the corn stalks were still laying right over her. Nothing convinced me that he wasn't guilty. I mean, what did he have to lose at that point? You know what I mean? Let me come up with some crazy story. I've had 3 years to come up with it. So yeah, so that Molly Tibbetts, because I started following that when she was missing, back before I even had my channel. So I've been kind of waiting for that to get. So, okay. So let's see. Thank you, Emily. I know not everybody can afford to spend. I mean, it's tough right now. And I know $1.99 to a lot of people is $1.99. It's important to have. So, but I appreciate you being here. Really, really do. And you've been really, great. You're in the live chats and you're in the comment section. And I really appreciate you. And thank you so much. And that's, no one has to be a member. If you want to, yay. If you can't, we're still here. We still have the live streams. I'm still making my videos and you get all that. So, let's see. I'm going to go back and look and see what I missed. Eleanor says, Chad and Lori deserve the death penalty for what they both done. Pathological liars and narcissist psychopaths, regards from Ireland. Well, hello from Ireland, Eleanor Ryan. Thank you for being here. Yes, and I agree with you. They're just sick people. Evil. Hi, Cheryl. I'm late here and listening. Good morning, Kathryn and all. Hi, everybody. Right. Thank you. Look at all you late people rolling in the door. It's fine. You're here. I'm happy. How's everyone's Memorial weekend going so far? Anybody got good plans now that, we're a little more free in the world these days to get out and about? We still have to wear masks here, but hopefully soon. It's supposed to be June 15th or something in California. No insanity plea in Idaho, which is good. No death penalty there. No, there is a death penalty, right? Yes, there is. There is. Honestly, I think that's the only thing that may make them plea to life in prison is the fact that death penalty is hanging over their head. Kay and Larry, in their interview with Justin Lum the other day, they said they want them to go for the death penalty. They do. So, hello, Christina Marie. Thank you for becoming a member. I really appreciate it. And I will put the Discord link in the members only community tab today because it's only good for 24 hours. So make sure you go at least get the link and get in there so you can hang out with us and talk. So thanks so much. Let's see what you said. It's our first official maskless day, and all I'm gonna do is hit Costco. It's rainy up in Boston. Rainy day. It never rains here. It's hot though. I'm incompetent to do housework. Thank you, Christina. Susie, right? Like, just hire somebody. It never rains in Phoenix. I know. It never rains. I'm in the desert too. I'm halfway between my kids and Phoenix. Really, I'm out in the California desert. So it's hot and it doesn't rain. And at least I got my grass green again because my grass was turning really brown and I was really stressed out about it because I just paid for that backyard to be put in. My house was new construction, so had no backyard. And then the grass, I wanted real grass because I have a dog. And everybody out, a lot of people out here have fake grass, but somebody told me don't get fake grass because your dog's going to burn her feet on it. I'm like, oh, great. So anyways, that's just a big tangent. But my grass started turning brown and I was like, wow. Well, it turned out the irrigation was set only for 4 minutes, 3 times a day. And when it's 110 degrees out, that's probably not enough water. So we upped it to 15 minutes, 3 times a day. And now my grass is green again. That's just not important really in the overall scheme of things with you guys, but 3 days you're in Pennsylvania. The East Coast gets a lot of rain, but it's so green. I mean, when I go back east, I'm just like, oh, the trees, look at the trees. Like, I remember my youngest was really young. He was probably like 6 or 7 maybe. And we went back east and we landed at the airport in Cincinnati, family in Cincinnati, lots of family. And, even next to the runway, there's grass and it's green and there's trees as you're coming in and stuff. And my son goes, wow, they really take care of their grass here better than we do in California. And I said, it's because it rains here. My native Californians, like, rain? What? Per Lori Hellis, even though no insanity plea in Idaho, still possible for Means to claim being incompetent at the time of the crimes, with rumors of potential late onset schizophrenia. Okay, that's where that's coming from. Well, they can't both claim that. And what would that do for Lori? She'll wind up in she'll still be institutionalized for freaking ever, right? So I don't know. California needs a pipeline for water from the East Coast to the West Coast, gets loads of water, right? Exactly. Sherry, I miss California. Can't stand Michigan. I'm from San Diego. My ex-husband is from Michigan, and he says he escaped. He said, I escaped. I'm like, I don't know if that's a nice thing to say about your home state, but do you ever think about moving back? Are you talking to me or someone else? I'm a California person. I moved to Oregon for 2 years. Last year when I started my channel, I was living up in Oregon. And I moved up there for 2 years. But I came back. As crazy as California is and the politics here and all that stuff, the biggest thing for me is one of my kids lives in Oregon, but I have 3 siblings here and my mom who lives with me now. And I have 3 kids of my own here and 2 grandkids here. So I just put family above location. When we were growing up, we moved away from our family. I have a big fat Greek family and everybody's in Ohio. They're in the Cincinnati area. And we moved away and we kept moving further and further till we got to California when I was 16. My dad was always, every time he had a promotion, he worked in the electronic industry. Every time he was promoted, they moved him and we moved farther. So we lived in Ohio, then Pennsylvania, then New Jersey, then Illinois, then California. And so I've been in California basically since I was 16. I moved to Arizona for a little while, 5 years actually, when I was 20, because I was based there. I worked for an airline. I was a flight attendant. And then I moved back, had my kids, raised them here, and then just went to Oregon briefly because my job I have right now, I can work from anywhere. So I moved up there because I got to get back together with an ex-boyfriend, and I moved in with him after doing long distance for 2 years. And he was an asshole. So I left. And then I was up in Oregon myself. But then luckily my son and his fiance moved up there. So I wasn't up there by myself anymore. But that's the story of how I got up there. And, sometimes you don't know how people are until you live with them. And then you're like, Venice Beach is super cool. It's very interesting. I like walking down Venice Beach. Yeah, Cincinnati is beautiful and family friendly. I love the Ohio River. My mom was raised there on the Kentucky side in a little town called Bellevue, Kentucky. And my grandparents owned a Cincinnati chili parlor back in the day from like the 1920s or 30s. They started it when they immigrated here from Greece. And so a lot of my cousins still own like Skyline chilies, and a couple of them do own a couple of those out there. And so it's interesting, but I'm going back there for a wedding in October. I don't get back there as much as I love to, but I have a lot of cousins there. Hard to live with. This is why I stay single. Well, I've been told I'm hard to live with too, but I think my mom says that, but she just doesn't like me telling her that she's not allowed to eat those cookies and stuff that she eats because she's not supposed to. Okay. The paperwork of Lori's incompetency stated restoration, I'm paraphrasing, which means they think she can be restored with pharmaceutical interventions. I don't know, unless she's literally, well, maybe. I mean, if it's like schizophrenia or something, there's meds for that. Yeah. If it's just, she's just whacked out. I don't know. Let's see. Chad happy because he thinks he can blame Mad Lori for the murders. Oh, so Chad's like, I saw that grin. He's like, yeah, Lori's crazy. I'm going to blame her. I get out of here. Yeah, I can see it. I totally can see it. For real. I'm cruel, Jenny. I'm cruel. Envisioning Lori shackled to a hospital bed with drugs being forced down her throat. I wouldn't mind doing a rotation or picking up a shift at that mental hospital here and there, right? Not Tammy's murder, but if Chad couldn't do it, he had Alex 2 miles away. Yeah, they're going to come up. You think it's malingering? Yeah, I mean, I just find it incredible timing. Give her lethal antiseptic. Whoops. What? What happened? Oh my gosh, I had a med error. I'll just go ahead and lose my license, my RN license over that, and just do more videos on true crime. Right? Might be worth it. No, I'm just kidding. Do not repeat that. I'm just kidding. But we already said that. Evil has no cure. Absolutely. I don't know. Even, for the most part, most people that are mentally ill are not dangerous, so she can say that, but most people are not. Was she going to say the voices told her to? Well, that was probably Chad's voice, and your own, because you're Lori. There's just too much coordinated effort in the whole thing for me to go, oh yeah, she's schizophrenic. I can't buy it yet. Not yet. Probably not ever, but. And you guys, I want to mention, because I'm going to mention this once in a while or while I do my live streams, but don't forget, Ron and I are working on a book. And the whole purpose of the book, it's not about money, you guys. It is about justice for JJ and Tylee. We're not doing the legal side of things. We're doing more the social media side of everything in this book and how it all played out. Because I think social media had a lot to do with this book. So it's very interesting the way that we're doing the book. And the name of the book is Rid the World. And it is, you guys will all get to know and have the opportunity to read it, buy it, read it, whatever we're going to do with it when we get to that point. But it's going to be done in real time. So it should be really good. I'm excited about it. And we have, like I said, if you're new, I have so much information from a year ago. I mean, I have piles of emails still that I'm going back through because now some of this stuff is making so much sense. For example, the video I did last week on the Hydra cult, it didn't really sink into me until now, looking back at it and rereading it and putting it together. So, Lori has given me the creeps ever since I saw her on that body cam footage, just smiling and flirting with that officer after her brother just shot her husband. Exactly. That was, I think that was like one of my first videos was about that or close to it or after. I don't know, but in the beginning. And I just was like, I just zoomed in on her stupid smile, like, sorry, neighbors. We just lived here a couple weeks and sorry, neighbors. Sorry, there was a shooting in my house. My husband's dead, like that was so weird of her. I mean, that to me, you're right. That was exactly where I just said, Lori is not a good person. Not at all. She knew what she was doing and the consequences. If she didn't, she wouldn't try to cover up anything at all. Right. You guys got to watch that video. It was so interesting about they watched the people faking being mentally ill, right? When they're being questioned. And they showed somebody that truly was like literally, yes, sir. No, sir. Do you have remorse? No, sir. And then they showed the kid that did the shooting in Florida, the school shooting. And he was so full of baloney and trying to fake that he was crazy. And you could see it. Like he'd look at the camera and be like, oh, I mean, it was weird. The voices, he was like the demons. I don't know. You have to watch that video. I wish I had the link right now. That was really interesting to see the difference when they're evaluating somebody. And they're smart, so. In my opinion, Boston girl 76. In my opinion, she still believes she's exalted and can't comprehend that she isn't. And doctors are seeing her breakdown, or her lack of Botox and being maskless in court is freaking her out. Yeah, right. She still wore her mask, didn't she? Guess the lipstick, Kool-Aid lipstick wasn't available that day. Going back to the hair, maybe their styles represented dark and light as per Chad's doctrine, light on top, dark underneath. Maybe. She's having a breakdown, can't face reality, can't believe no one is going to save her. No, you did this to yourself, lady. Charles, one thing that makes me think there was some change in her mental health is hearing Charles so emphatically, I can't say a word, emphatically telling the cops she lost her mind and describing why. There are levels of severity, of course. Right. Yeah. I mean, Charles was like, it did escalate for sure. And again, I put that into the brainwashing category. She was like going deep into these cult. I mean, look at all the people at cults that'll like drink the freaking Kool-Aid and die, you know? So there is that for sure, that aspect of it, that she went down that path. Melanie Gibb went down that path. There's a lot of people down that path that think they're these gods or called upon, or their leader, Chad, or whoever is so knows more than anyone, you know? Where is that video? Let's see, if I go to my YouTube channel, does it show somewhere like what I've recently watched? Because I just watched it. Let's see. Let me see if I can. Okay, faking mental illness. I don't know. Is there a way to find it? The link. Oh, you know what? Might be in the Discord. Hit your library and I'll show you what you watched. Okay, where's my library? Okay. Library. There it is. Okay, got it. I don't see it. Wait, is there show more? Oh, see all. Okay. Here it is. What pretending to be crazy looks like. Okay, let me get the link. Sure. Okay, I got it. Here you go. Okay, thank you. I got it now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Poor Charles walked right into her trap. He was a good guy. I agree. Whoops. What the heck? Sorry, I'm clicking and oh. Okay, sorry. I got my whole thing messed up over there. Let's see. If Lori truly believed the religious nonsense, then she would have no problem saying that's why she killed everyone. But she didn't. She lied because she knew it was wrong. Religious justification. I wonder if Grandma Lucille has been talking to Chad lately. Maybe Tammy can show up instead and start haunting Chad, right? Chances are Lori is schizophrenic. It was mentioned in Steve Cope's Melanie P's dad's court papers that Barry Cox, Lori's dad, was diagnosed as schizophrenic. Oh, I guess we'll see. schizophrenia, they will have to tell me that she has had that for me to believe it. Just another manipulative ploy on the part. Right. In Lori's mind, she wasn't lying. She was hiding in the cavity of a rock, just like an insect. I don't know. The schizophrenia thing. I've talked to a lot of people unmedicated with schizophrenia. But again, I am not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, so I don't know. But I've talked to a lot of them as a nurse, and I just don't. I've never talked to Lori one-on-one, so we'll see. But we'll see. I mean, if they diagnose her with that, then I'll believe it. But I won't. I want to know. I want to know more. I need more information. That's my go-to line. I need more information. She may be bipolar, which can also make you do crazy, up and down, whatever, manic. She may have been in a way. Some people with bipolar, they go up and down. They cycle really fast. Some cycle slow. Average cycle of mania is like 12 times a year with somebody that's bipolar. So there would be a lot to that too. And again, diagnosis malingering. So we are all over the place with the whole Lori crap, right? I mean, really, we're all on different, just have different ideas about how. And you guys, there is a difference between a clinically mental health disorder and a personality disorder. They're all under the umbrella of mental health, but personality disorders are like antisocial personality. One of the biggest examples of somebody with antisocial personality disorder, and it's not that they're antisocial. That I don't like the word because it makes it sound like they don't go around people. O.J. Simpson, textbook antisocial personality disorder. And the problem with personality disorders, narcissist personality disorder, sociopath, psychopath, they're all personality disorders. They are not really fixable. They're who that person is. Can you change your personality? I'm a nice person. Like, I'm a little bit feisty at times, but this is me. This is who I am. I cannot pretend to be anybody else. If you told me that I can't be this person that I am, that I have to be somebody else or have a different personality, I would never be able to do it. Your personality is it's who you are. So mental health wise, yeah, there's defective people in this world with very serious personality disorders. And so chemical schizophrenia, bipolar, there's medicine for that. It's a chemical imbalance. It's not a personality disorder. So there's a definite distinction. They're very different. So, put Lori on some meds. Let's see what happens. Because if she's not schizophrenic, it's going to have a different effect. If it is, so you can't just go, oh, she's schizophrenic without treating her with medication. So if you decide she's schizophrenic, she needs meds. And then things should change. She should level out. She should start to realize what happened and have remorse. But there's no pill for being a freaking narcissistic personality disorder, a sociopath, antisocial personality. There's nothing that you can give them. They need tons and tons and tons and tons of psychotherapy and the will to change. And most people with severe personality disorders like that, they have no desire to do the work because they think they're right. They think they're fine. They think they're great. It's who I am. I'm an asshole, whatever. If you think I'm an asshole, I'm not. I'm great. I'm wonderful, I'm a sociopath, So behavior modification, maybe. But it's really a lot of work. If you know anybody that has a personality disorder, can you imagine what they would have to do? Borderline's another one to really change who they are. It's who you are. Your personality is who you are. I could just sit there like this. You can see my face, but that's not who I am, right? I wonder how Warren Jeff's psych eval was and how doctors evaluated him. He thought he was a god with this cult. And, delusions of grandeur are definitely, something that schizophrenic people have. So Lori clearly had delusions of grandeur, or decided, so. Right. I suffer from bipolar. I don't kill people. I take medication. I'm okay. Exactly. And most people, schizophrenics and bipolars, are not violent people. They're not evil. They're not going to go around killing people. It's very, 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 very rare. More of the murderers are the personality disorders. Not these kind of mental health issues that can be medicated and a psychiatrist can help with. So thank you, Christina, for that. Bye, Emily. I'm heading out off to a cookout. Have a safe and happy Memorial weekend. Bye, guys. Great. Thank you. Take care. Enjoy your cookout. Let's see. Cozied up to PD, joking and laughing when Charles supposedly stole her wallet. Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah. If they put her on psychotropic meds and it doesn't help her or has no effect, then she's not schizophrenic or something else. Right. And then if it just puts her into like zombie state, whoa, how about that? They're a zombie, Lori. You're welcome. Some of this stuff comes back to me from what I do during the day as a nurse, but there's so much to understand and know. And I'm not a psych nurse, but every nurse has to deal with psych patients. I mean, there's just no way around it. So we really did have to learn a lot of the basics for that. Right. Eyes open. Schizophrenic people usually kill themselves, not others. Absolutely. That is true. Give her some Thorazine. I'd like to medicate her. Can you imagine Lori and Letitia in the same cell? Letitia tried to pull the, when was she in the back of the thing doing all this crap? Like, really? Lori needs a malachite balm massage. Oh, wouldn't that be fun? I beg to differ. Bipolar people can be dangerous. People tend to think bipolars all have the same actions. No, but I'm saying it's rare. And most people that have bipolar are not dangerous. They can be. Some of them can be. But odds are they're not, they're going to commit suicide before they're really going to be dangerous to other people. But yeah, I mean, yes, they can be. They absolutely can be. Oh, Rita, thank you. John Pryor has withdrawn the subpoena against Nate Eaton. Oh, wow. Oh, hold on. I got to go. I got to do this. 1 second. Okay. I like that thing. I'm going to keep doing that. Thank you, Rita, for the super chat. Appreciate that. Thank you. I wonder if Lori being diagnosed as having a mental disorder frustrates me because it just adds to the stigma of mental illness. Right. And there is a huge stigma in our country, probably worldwide, for mental illness. I wonder if she's refusing meds. What makes this issue exigent or urgent? Did she try to commit suicide? Right. What's going on here, right? People generalize bipolar and schizophrenia as the only psychiatric disorder. There's so many people have. True. But yeah, off the top of our average, conversation about mental health, that's clearly what people think of first, right? And again, the personality disorders are a big piece of the pie when it comes to anything to do with mental health. I love your channel, Kathryn. In my opinion, Lori is using anything she can to stall moving her case forward. Yeah, I mean, right? It does make sense that she would. She knows she's in for it. Oh my gosh, my stomach is growling. With this country closed, many of the hospitals for clinically insane, those people are living in the streets. Yeah, there sure are a lot. Well, it's pretty sad because many of our homeless population are mentally ill. And I think we really, back in the day, they had a lot more mental health facilities for people. And they just don't have it like they used to. So personality disorder people only really suffer breakdowns when they lose control. Yeah. Did you listen to Justin Lum's interview with Zach Cox? Zach stated how afraid he and his dad were for their lives. His interview. Yes, I did. I rewound it on that part. I did watch that. Yeah. There is no mental health care in this country. What country? U.S.? Are you in the U.S.? I'm not. I mean, I'm just, some people aren't. So, not all mentally ill people can be in community. Some need to be in permanent hospitals for sure. They do. Let's see. Where did you see that Pryor withdrew a subpoena for Nate Eaton? That's interesting. I would love to read that motion on that. Yeah, I would too. You could almost say someone was crazy and get them committed back in the old days. True. Social institution for a few months. Many mentally ill women are victims of predatory behavior, men too. Yes, that is true too. A person can have personality disorder and still have hallucinations. Yeah. Yeah, Justin Lum was a busy guy. He did Kay and Larry, he did Colby, and he did Zach Cox. My goodness, my stomach is growling so loud. Again, it's getting close to my food time. I told you I'm doing intermittent fasting, so I don't eat until noon and I stop at 8 p.m. So my stomach knows it. Karen, I had a mental breakdown, was in a mental facility for a few months. Were you? How was your experience there? If you don't mind me asking. I wish that everyone was kinder and more empathetic. The U.S. seems to have taken survival of the fittest to the extreme and turns its eyes on internal suffering. Yeah, we're a little messed up for sure. And I'm really, social media just can be, like I said before, people have no problem coming over to my channel and attacking me personally in the chat. Now, I know it's what you sign up for basically by having a YouTube channel, but it's not okay. It's not right. If you don't like what I have to say, if you don't like me, you don't need to attack. Just don't watch, And so when people do that more and more, and that's what like the Facebook groups are really mean girls in the Facebook groups, like not my Facebook group, but other groups when I go in to follow true crime. I mean, attack you, they don't like what you say. They'll tell you you're, oh, I bet you're a Trump supporter too. Or they'll say something like that. Like, what does that have to do with what I just said? People are mean and I don't like it. And I'll tell you one thing. I've come to the conclusion. I was watching a YouTube video the other day and about having a channel. And one thing they did say is don't leave the negative comments in your channel. Don't leave them. Because if you have, you got to remember, it's a business. And so if you guys have channels, but I just learned this, it's a business. And sometimes sponsors come and look at your channel because they want you to, advertise for them. I mean, look at the bigger channels, look at Scott Reich, look at people that have they're not just doing the YouTube ads, they actually promote a product, right? Influence type thing, products or this or that, or I think Stephanie Harlow promotes a wine company, and so as your channel gets bigger, those kind of people that may want you to promote their product will look at your community. And if they see a bunch of hate and meanness, they're not going to want you to do that. So I don't mind constructive criticism or discussion, but I have decided that if somebody attacks me or argues with other people or attacks other people on my channel, the comment's going. It's going because it's against YouTube rules anyways. No bullying, no harassing, none of that. It's against the rules. So if somebody does attack anybody in my chat, I try to watch now, especially in this, I just watched this week and I was like, okay, you know what? It makes a lot of sense. This is a business and it's not me. I'm not a hateful person. And I don't want to portray that. I want to portray who I am. And who I am is not mean. And people come in and they say, I'm the mean one. I do the, I've been so attacked by people and it's just not true. And now I won't just take it lying down though. I will stick up for myself and then you get blocked. So I'll tell you what I think and then you get blocked and then you're deleted and then your comment goes. So that's just my, new way of looking at this because I was starting to get really, just to be honest with you, I was starting to get really discouraged with this channel. I almost gave it up. And sometimes I just sit here and think, why am I doing this? And then I think I do my live streams and I'm like great people. And I'm like, no, this is why I'm doing this because we have a really nice community of members and intelligent conversation on my channel. And I want to keep it and I want to keep doing this, right? But then when the haters come along and the trolls and the mean girls and this and that, and they talk about me on a different channel and stuff, I just thought, why am I signing myself up for this? I got 4 kids, I got grandkids, I got tons of friends, I got family, I got cousins, I got people in my life and that don't talk crap on me, So, that's my 2 cents. It took me years to start chatting about cases I'm passionate about because of catty people, but now I choose the better communities to do so. Like here, thank you. Longtime stalker, second time chatter. Well, thank you, Boston Girl 76, and I am so glad you're chatting. See, and that makes me happy because that means you're comfortable here. And if you're not normally comfortable, thank you. That is such a huge compliment to our community here. I really, really, really. Thank you so much for that comment. That's amazing. I'm really happy that you said that. Jenny Stern, do this for fun and to satisfy yourself. There will always be people just like you. Just ignore them until they move or block them. Some people take their own opinions too seriously. Yes, exactly. And thank you, Kathy C. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Sometimes I threaten myself to, but so far I'm still here. But I did, recently I know I wasn't doing a lot of live streams and stuff. And I kind of just sort of went, not as many videos coming up. And I really thought about it. And then I kind of had a revival with the whole idea of the book and then getting back on track. So hi, Allie. Ellie Brewer in the house. Hi, Kathryn and friends. Happy to be here. I'm glad you're here. So, I've even thought, oh my gosh, let me just make everything members only. But then I thought, no, because not everybody can be a member. That's not nice. So anyways, this is like going back and forth in my head. What? Okay. Should I leave? Should I stay? Should I stay or should I go? If I go, my life will be peaceful. I don't know. Let's see. Nancy Penny, your opinion is important to us. My opinion is sometimes different from yours, but I appreciate your input. You're fantastic. And you know what, Nancy Penny? I love that. I love a good conversation and listening to other people's opinions. And I may or may not change mine. Most of the time I won't, but people can give me their opinion, and I learn from other people's opinions. So other opinions or ideas are always welcome. What I hate is when people come here and they're like, I love you, I love you, I love all your videos, I loved your videos, I've been here, blah, blah, and then I do something that they don't like, a video, an opinion. I'm unsubscribing. Why? Because one time you don't like what I had to say? Like, does everybody in your life have to think like you? Do you have any friends then? Because if everybody has to think like you, I'm pretty sure you can't have any friends like that, because even my friends in real life, we talk about things we disagree about, like, no, I don't think so. Yeah, no, that's not how, so. Oh my gosh, Stella. Hi, everyone. Greeting from sunny Athens, Greece. Stella, I'm going to come back. I was only there once, and it was right before the pandemic struck. And I went to Athens, was the first time there. My family's from Greece. And I went to Athens. We went to my dad's village that he was born and raised in. It's called Noflatos. And we went to Lefkada, and we went to Parda. And I was like, why did my family leave this place? So welcome. Nice to see you from sunny Athens, Greece. And my plan is to get there August of 22. I will be back. So thank you for being here. I love when there's people around the world here. I mean, I love all of you guys, but it's kind of cool. Oh, Athens was incredible. I mean, the Plaka, we got a Airbnb that you could see the Acropolis from. It was right there. All the little cafes, and I ate saganaki everywhere I went. Like saganaki is the fried cheese, like the flaming cheese. In the US, they put it on fire. In Greece, they don't. They said it's dangerous and people could get hurt. But we're more dramatic here about the flaming cheese. But Nafuktos is a beautiful place. Give me a call when you get here. Sure, I will. Nafuktos I was so amazed how beautiful it was, because my dad always told us, where I came from was so blah, 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 and I don't know why I never really had the concept of, but when we went there and stayed there, my dad's been dead since 2009. So I never got to go there with him. But when I went there and stayed there last year, I was just like, oh my gosh, this place is so beautiful. I mean, all of it. Greece is just beautiful. It is just a beautiful country. So thank you. Thank you, Stella. Let's see. Biggest pet peeve, people announcing in chat they're leaving and unsubbing. I say, just leave. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. No need to announce your departure. Exactly. We are not an airport. I do too. Stella says, so you know why moving venue won't work for the Daybells? Why? Because everybody knows how bad they are no matter where you go? All I know about Greek American families comes from a Big Fat Greek Wedding and David Sedaris' book. Well, that's pretty much how we are. Big Fat Greek Wedding is pretty spot on how, well, at least my generation, like with my grandparents, was like that. My mom was born in the US, but her parents were not. And, the Greeks were like, back then they were like, she could date somebody that wasn't Greek, but she wasn't allowed to marry somebody that wasn't Greek. So luckily she found my dad. Because you know about it and you're a million miles away. Exactly. Everybody knows about it. It's a very high profile case. Unbelievable high profile case. You're right. That's absolutely right. I think pretty much everybody knows about the Vallow Daybell case. Changing venues is just fine by me if they go that route. Yeah. I just, I'm sure there's got to be some people that didn't really explore it though, as much as we have. Like, I probably couldn't be on the jury, right? I've already made up my mind. I'd be like called up there. So what do you know about this case? Well, I got 100 and so many videos on it on my YouTube channel. They'll be like, okay, goodbye. I liked being a juror. I thought it was really, really super interesting. And I liked being able to deliberate and, put all our heads together. I enjoyed it. I've only been on a jury one time. I would go again in a heartbeat. All right, let's see. It's 12:01. I want a change of venue, no chance of appeal. Well, yeah, there's that, right? You could not be not on this jury, right? Not on this jury. I'd be like, we don't need to see anything. I already know my answer. And if you guys are going to vote not guilty, we're going to have hung jury. So sorry, we're done. I am definitely biased. Yeah, honestly, I liked it. A lot of people say, oh, everybody tries to get out of jury duty, yada, 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 whatever. My company will pay for 14 days of my full salary while I'm on jury duty. So to me, call me. I still get my full paycheck. Like some people don't, but I think companies really should, because then you're going to get a higher level of intelligence. You know what I mean? Than people that, well, like people that don't work, but still people have obligations and stuff. So either have your company still pay you so you don't have to be like, I can't take off work. I'm not using PTO, right? I need PTO for my vacation. So it is, Karen. I agree. I am just throwing this out there. Who thinks Lori wore a mask because she hasn't had skincare in jail? She knew enough to do that. Yeah, I think she was covering her face for some reason. Like she didn't want us to see her whole face. And she wears her mask like really high. She doesn't just wear it like when we're in the OR, we don't wear a mask up to our eyeballs. She wears it like up there, right? So, most people just cover their nose. Lori's like, what's the minimum? There's Lori. This is Lori's mask. You can't see me. Yeah, I agree. 100%, 100%, 100% agree. Did you hear that Lori's son said she killed Alex? Did Colby say that? I have to go watch that one again. I think I was busy watching it while I was doing something else. My hospital pays my full base pay when I've been out for jury duty. Didn't have to use PTO or anything and still got paid. Yeah, it's nice. That is nice. Yeah, my company pays that too. I don't work for a hospital. I work for an insurance company, but they're very good about that. They pay they'll pay for 2 weeks. And then if you're on a jury longer, you can use PTO, but they'll pay for 2 weeks. If you notice Lori's eyebrows, there was a gash. Maybe someone punched her in the face. I also think that maybe before she had microbladed eyebrows, and you have to get them. Mine are microbladed, but I need to get them redone. They're really bad right now. So it's like semi-permanent tattoo. And so over time they fade, right? And hers looked like they were still dark, like right here, but then here was like gone. And then people with thyroid issues, they have more eyebrow here and then they thin out. So that's why I'm thinking maybe she had them microbladed and she hasn't been able to go back, because I don't think there's anybody that's going to semi-permanent your eyebrows while you're in jail. I don't think so. She's probably trying to find somebody, but I don't think so. So I have a feeling, because you could tell she did the fillers and the Botox and all that stuff. So I'm pretty sure she probably did the eyebrows too. One of the things I like about this channel is the kindness towards Colby. I just adore Colby. At first, I can tell you right in the beginning, I wasn't sure about Colby. I didn't understand. We didn't understand this case, right? The kids were missing. And then kind of like, what do you know? But I adore Colby. And he's a young man and he's very kind. I talked to him on the phone for like an hour one day. And he was just such a nice young man, just such a nice young man. And you can tell he takes his new family, his wife and his daughter, just very seriously, as his, as he should. And he's just a nice young man. So what? Thyroid is what's destroying my eyebrows. If you have like thyroid, people with like hypothyroid, it thins out your eyebrows. And what happens is you'll usually have like darker right here, and then it starts going away right there towards the sides. So did you say you work for an insurance company as an RM? I'm also an RN and need a change from bedside care. I want to work for an insurance company or something similar. Yeah, I'm a high-risk OB case manager. My background at the hospital is labor and delivery for 13 years. Then I did hospice. I was case manager at hospice home health, but basically the title was case manager because I was a case manager of the patients that were dying, my group of patients that were dying, because we had a team, CNAs and everything. And then, so I got my case manager experience with that. I got my OB experience working labor and delivery. And I got, hired at an insurance company. I didn't even know these kind of jobs exist, but yeah, look into it. I'm in a Facebook group that's all case management. They're all nurses, case managers. So there's a lot of case management job, and a lot of companies will train you. Some do like what's like where they'll see the hospital bills and approve or deny, like based on their stuff. I don't do that. Mine's more of like telephonic, directly with the patient. I don't have any part of approving anything like that, but there's a lot of like disease management, case management. I mean, whatever your specialty is, you probably could find a case management job, and I like it. I really enjoy it. I've been doing it for 4 years now. And it's, it's OB. All my patients are high risk OB. So it's what I know. I do in my career, but really need to find something else. I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. What do you want to be? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Do a YouTube channel. You could do that. I mean, I can't. I know for a fact that I could do this full time and make a decent income if I had the time. I just don't have the time. So, start building it up and make a YouTube channel. I'll subscribe, Jenny. Oh, you did. Colby's. You got Kobe's. You got diagnosed with hypothyroid. Well, there you go. There's your answer to your eyebrows. I don't think Colby said Lori killed Alex, but Zach Cox, Lori's nephew, said he believes Lori and Chad killed Alex. Yeah, I did hear that. So that might be what we're talking about. Oh, okay. Oh, been a neonatal nurse for 10 years. Before that, I did pediatric hemo-oncology. Awesome. We had, I don't know what happened. My company did weird stuff before the pandemic and stuff like that. There was like some big changes, but we had NICU case management as well. And I believe it still exists. I think there are companies that have NICU case management, because NICU, you know what I mean? So if you're reviewing charts for being approved or denied, all that kind of stuff. And then I'm not sure if all, like I deal with the patients, our NICU they didn't talk to the families at all, but they were kind of behind the scenes case managing the NICU babies. So that's a thing. It's out there. You can find a job working case management as a NICU nurse, because they want people that know, you know what I mean? They want that NICU, right? So, and peds. Lots of nurses here, but it's hard. It's like Jenny Stern. It's a struggle. Do I work in a hospital or an office from home? I work right there. So I have a big long desk. I work from home. So I have a 2 side-by-side desk. So when I'm at work, I'm over there. When I'm here, I'm right here. So yeah, I work from home. Hey, Christian, you've always been a member, haven't you? Or did you come back? Welcome back, Christian. Welcome back. Good to see you. Thank you for rejoining. I really appreciate that. So yeah, I work from home, and I've always been remote before the pandemic, and I like it. People are like, oh my gosh, I would be so sad at home all by myself. We're on, my team is on, we have Teams, Microsoft Teams. We video chat, we talk, we chat, we call, we have meetings, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I'm having my coffee and they're already talking to me, sorry, I keep changing my position here. I like it that what I do when I wake up in the morning is I wake up, I go to my Keurig, I make my coffee, I clock in, I go feed my dog and my cat, I come back over here, I read my email, I do that kind of stuff. I look at, see how many calls I'm going to have for the day or whatever, who I'm talking to, do all that. And then like at 9 o'clock, I start calling my patients that I've case managed or open new cases. And, I can take my break when I want. I can take my lunch when I want. You know how it is on the floor. Why didn't you take your break up? Where's your break? Why didn't you take your break? Take your break. Sign this. Take your break. I'd be stuck in the OR, and I'm like, oh my gosh, a patient pushed for 3 hours from the time you clocked in at 7, and then they push for 3 hours, and the doctor shows up at 10:30 and says, we're going to cover. Then you got to go to the OR, and then it's for complicated and you're in there forever. And then you got to go recovery room. By the time I get my lunch, it's 3, 4 o'clock, and I'm getting hangry when I was when I was working bedside in the hospital. I was like, I need my break. I'll be nice after I get my break. Like, feed me. So this is just so much better for me, and I'm not young, I mean, I'm not old, but I'm not young, but to me, this is perfect. All my coworkers that worked in bedside for their whole careers are like, need new hips, need new knees, need new shoulders, need to do this, like rotator cuff surgery. Our nurses are pushing those beds and gurneys and people, and it's very physical, and it takes a toll for sure. G-Dubs, hey. Hi there, Sensible Crime. Everybody are saying hello, 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 hello. Hello. Right. Sometimes you get a break, and then they're not supposed to interrupt you on your break, but then they do anyways. And then, like, your doctor, like in labor and delivery, your doctor's here. He wants to go break your patient's water. Where are you? I'm in break. Well, they don't care. Just come out here. Okay, my food's cold now. Thanks. I finally got a break, and now they're bugging. And then they break the water and get a cord prolapse, and then you're like, oh, it was on my break, but now we have an emergency C-section. How about that idea? Anyways, we kind of went into like a huge nurse tangent here, but yeah, it's good. I'm sure you can find a work at home or a case management job. We can't all work in the hospital forever. I was over it. Okay. Let's see. Hello, Chris Noid. Am I missing anything important you guys said back here after I'm like blah, 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 blah? Oh, that's good. Ruby, that's not bad. Nurses can start mobile Botox. Good earner. Yeah, that's not a bad idea too. That's a good idea. Yeah, hospitals started making us clock out for lunch just so I slept the floor where I couldn't be bothered, right? I'm not up there right now. I'll be back. I have 2 young boys, 10 and 12. I'm a single mom. Make my life. Oh, yeah, it would. Definitely would. Yeah, I mean, and my coworkers have kids, and and my kids are a little older, but my supervisor, she leaves and takes her kid to the bus stop and comes back, or she drives. Other ones drive their kids to school and come back. We have a lot of time flexibility like that. You just have to be on your computer because they watch, like they make sure that you're productive, but we have numbers we have to meet. I have to have a minimum of 70 cases open a month total, or open at least 12 a month. So, because sometimes you start closing them, they deliver. So there's numbers, and it's a little different than, and your work is there. You go on vacation, your work is still there for you. It's not like the hospital where your work is whatever you're doing that day. You know, the patient's not going to sit there and wait for you for a week like this job does. So it's a little bit different. But my car, I have a 2017 car and it has like 22,000 miles on it. I don't take it to work. I mean, it's good for the environment, less cars on the street, especially here in Southern California. I mean, there's so many positives about it. I'm really surprised more companies don't have remote. I think with the pandemic, people are learning that it's really not a bad thing. All right, so we're long. Any last minute info? If somebody who had said earlier they want to suggest a case, you can email me. It's Kathryn, Kathryn, at left-undone.com. And let's see, Allie, what'd you say? I wish I could find something to learn to do from home. I am well enough for it now, but I'd be starting at 48 all over. It's daunting, and I can't get back into the school system. I bet you could, though. 48 isn't old. I mean, you feel like you're like, oh gosh, I'm 48, but really, you got so much time. I mean, by the time you're my age, you'll be 9 years into whatever you start doing now. So, and you know, I don't really have any gray hair or anything. I think I'll be around for a while. All right. It's less when you cost when you're okay. Make sure you do a longer fast since you're at home. What? Maybe you can do a longer fast since you're at home. I am too. I've done up to 36 hours. I don't think so. I'm pushing it at the 16-hour mark. I don't know. Like right now, my stomach is just like, go get food, go get food, go get food. You're going to be 70, almost 68. Yep, never too late. I love teaching, but loathe being a student. After earning my master's, I no longer want to inflict more formal education. Well, you got your master's. I don't even want to do that now, and I don't have anything close to a master's. Yes. I know. When I was 48, I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm 48. But now when I'm 57, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm 57. And I'll guarantee you when I'm 67, I'll be like, 57 wasn't anything. What was I talking about? Yeah, if you're young and healthy, man, 70's nothing these days. Absolutely. Absolutely, Marilyn. And don't let age hold you back. I had a patient one day whose mom was pretty old. She was like 60, not pretty old, but she had to be at least in her 60s, close to 70 maybe. And she had just graduated from law school. And before that, I think she said she was a nurse before that, and then she went to law school. So I was like, what the heck? And she was like, no, I'm fine. I'm happy to do it now. We had a guy in my VSW program that was 72. Yeah. Never too old to learn, right? What was the video I was going to link? It was the video about, let me get it again. Put it on pause though. It's called What Pretending to Be Crazy Looks Like. Criminal Psychology is the name of the channel. I subscribed because criminal psychology is really interesting to us. So it's probably a good channel for anybody that follows true crime to actually follow. And I'll put it in here again. So, oh yeah, that's interesting too. The other thing I'm interested in is legal or forensic nursing. Yeah, totally cool. That would be really cool. So yeah, this is an interesting video. I watched it yesterday. It has 9,352,483 views. And it was posted only on 2 days ago, or May 26th. Today's the 20th, 3 days ago. So it's really interesting. Go watch it. I was fascinated by it. And yes, please. Yes, that is my age, Sophia. I am That is my age. That is my number right now for a while. What? Wait. With the 5-year-old having febrile seizures, Kathy. Oh, boy. That stinks. Have I ever had, wait, as a nurse, have you dealt with a 5-year-old having febrile seizures? No, because I didn't do pediatrics, but I know febrile seizures are, kind of a really scary thing. Because they say, the fever is doing something good, but then when it gets too high, you can have seizures. My son did get like hallucinations with high fevers. It was really weird and scary. He would like not make sense and try to walk out the door and stuff. But I have not, because I worked at labor and delivery. And so the babies went away. So I never did peds, but I'm sure it's scary, scary stuff. Oh, see, she's had a lot of patients with febrile seizures. There you go. You got some resources there, Christian. Dr. Mindy Pills has fasting hours chart on YouTube. Oh, I don't think I've watched her. Let's check it out. Powdered green stuff and wheatgrass. Have a great life. Thank you, Connie. All right, I'm wrapping up. So have a great, I'm going to work on a video today. I'm going to try to get them up on the weekends. It kind of consistently try. Depends, but I'm going to work on one today, and it will have to do with the Daybell case again. And so look for that. And hopefully it'll either go up tonight or tomorrow, Monday at the very latest, but depends on the editing and stuff and how long it takes. Oh, wow, Christian won last night. Poor baby. Poor daddy. Scary stuff, for sure. All right, everybody. Kristen, take care. Be thinking about you and praying for you, your son. And everyone else, thank you for being here. Appreciate you all. Thank you for everybody that gave me super chats, and for new members, and for the rest of you that joined in on the chat. I really appreciate it. And have a wonderful Memorial weekend. Stay safe. Stay well. Bye-bye.